Welcome inside here to Minneapolis, Minnesota, as we get ready to first pitch here at Target Field. Chicago White Sox taking on the Minnesota Twins in the finale of this three-game series. White Sox lost the first two games. It was Monday 9-5. On Tuesday it was 6-4. As Will Venable in his second season here for the White Sox looks to regroup and get this team back on track. Steve, it has been a lengthy stretch. This is the 13th game in a row. A day off will be tomorrow. Take a look at this starting lineup. Sam Antonacci leads things off. Miguel Vargas, he has been something in the two-hole. Benintendi, Montgomery, Mydroth, Jake Gonzalez into the start at first. Peters, Romo, and Nishida is in right.
There you look, the boys are just waiting for the Twins to come out. They've been out a little bit later than most teams. So our weather is presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. And the wind is a factor today. It's blowing out toward left field. 81 degrees, 37% humidity, just a gorgeous day. The wind 10 miles an hour, blowing to left field. And as you can see, the right-hand hitters, if they get one up in the breeze, it's going out of the ballpark.
Was looking at Fangraph's playoff odds before the game, and it's Cleveland leading the division at over 76%. Minnesota now, all of a sudden, almost 25% chance to make the playoffs, and the White Sox at 14.3% at this current state.
There's a look at Taj Bradley on for his 11th start, his ERA a fine 3.21. Look at the strikeouts to walks, 65-21, hard hit percentage 43.9, which means when he gets careless in the strike zone, you can get to him. His four-seam fastball of 47%, he likes that a lot. It's almost 97 miles an hour. It's backed up by the cutter and the splitter. The splitter's his wipeout pitch, and then the curveball at 10%. Let's take a look at the defense and how they line them up behind Bradley. It's Larnach, Buxton, and Martin in the outfield left to right, with Lee, Gray, Keyshaw, and Arce at first base today. Victor Caratini behind the plate. And Brennan Miller behind the plate calls strikes 10% below major league average in to right-hand hitters. This has been a great weather series as you look at a guy that was acquired, turned out to be just a great trade for the Twins. Bradley has a very good arm. The only question early was getting the ball over the plate. When he gets it over the plate, nobody hits him very hard. But if he falls behind, which he was doing early in the season but hasn't done lately, he is really a handful.
It's a Twins team that has had issues in terms of health with their starting rotation, so he has been a big piece for Minnesota to try to stay on track. As the White Sox, he will complete his warm-ups with Sam Antonacci getting ready. He makes the walk here to start this finale here in Minnesota.
Bradley came over from Tampa Bay. That was in the middle of last year at the trade deadline. And for the Twins, who have four solid enough starters, looking for a fifth, Bradley has been a godsend for them.
All right, here we go. We are ready for baseball. A beautiful Wednesday afternoon. First pitch from Taj Bradley. It misses outside, ball one. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. There is an off day tomorrow, so Will Venable telling his guys, just bring the energy here to finish off this series. Antonacci will slash this one into center field. A good start for the Sox, a single to get this one going.
You see a fastball, it's up and out over the plate. Sam takes it into left center field, so a positive way to start this ball game. Sox would love to get on the board early and put a whole lot of pressure on these Twins.
All right, it's time for our lines to watch, presented by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. We check out our home run hitters, the odds today. Steve, who you got?
I'll take Colson, fresh off getting bonked on the knee last night.
Isn't that something? You think you're getting the day off, and then you get in as a pinch hitter and just plunk.
First pitch hits you right in the kneecap. But he's feeling good enough to be in the lineup, so I'm thinking take one out.
All right. Breaking ball drops in, strike one here to Miguel Vargas. Things were looking good early yesterday. Vargas had a two-run single in the third inning. It was a 3-0 lead, but it was Minnesota chipping away at Davis Martin, eventually getting the win.
Look, Davis didn't have his great stuff, but it was a very sloppy game. And the Sox know they can't play like that and expect to win games. But that was the aberration. They've been playing very solid baseball, executing defensively, executing offensively. So you flush yesterday's game, and you just go on from here. It's what can you do for me today type of game.
It's the beauty of having so many young players. They don't really know anything different. Just come back to the field, play the game you love, and play it as hard as you can. Bradley taking a peek at Antonacci. 2-1 pitch. Missing outside, ball 3.
The day favors Vargas because by and large he's been a pull hitter. Now he did drive one off the wall in right center field, but today if you pull the ball and it gets up in the wind, it's not going to stay in the park.
Good hitting count here. Big hack as he fouls it straight back.
Got a good pitch, and when you foul it straight back, it means you were on the pitch, you were on the velocity, but you were just under the ball.
He's a guy who leads Major League Baseball third baseman in home runs, runs batted in, and runs scored. Just a breakout season here for Miguel Vargas. 3-2, runner goes, and another one fouled away.
Caratini got out of his crouch, came up ready to throw, but we'll do it again at 3-2.
The next home run for Miguel Vargas will tie his career high of 16 that he set last year. And a check on Antonacci.
So far, if that's the best that Bradley has, it's not going to be a great move to first base. Now, that was a fairly short lead. Not a lead conducive to running. Let's see if Will turns him loose here. That's a little better lead.
And another check. That's the second time this at bat.
A lot of runners will take what's called a one-way lead. You get a little further lead, but the only intention you have is drawing a throw and getting back to the bag. You're not thinking about second. Now you've had the 2 throws. Now you can take an even better lead.
There goes Antonacci. And a ball down, ball 4 to Vargas. All right, that's White Sox Walk is brought to you by IDOT. Buckle up every trip, every time. Click it or ticket. It's not a game. We have seen this before. Starting pitchers not having their great stuff to start the game. It's a question of whether the White Sox can take advantage early.
With Bradley, it's always a question, can he get the ball over the plate consistently? When he starts falling behind, and he's got to come to him with the fastball, which is good, it's just not overwhelming.
Benintendi hits it hard into right field. Everybody had to hold on the line drive. So the bases are now loaded. Nobody out to start this game.
Benny picks on a first ball fastball and drives it through the right side.
All right, here is Mr. Steve Stone's pick to go deep today. And I know you looked at the numbers. In 5 career at-bats, Colson Montgomery has 2 home runs off Taj Bradley.
Actually, I will be completely candid with you. I did not look at the numbers.
Okay.
I just like a guy after getting hit. He comes back with a little more hate in him than he might ordinarily have. He wants to show them, wait, you're going to hit me? I'm going to hit you.
Bases loaded for Colson Montgomery. In these situations, he's hitting .364 this season. But he's behind in the count here, 0-2.
It's like he expanded his zone just a touch to go up and out of the zone.
Great opportunity for the White Sox to set the tone here in the finale in Minnesota. Oh, 2 pitch. Got it by him. Strike 3.
Chase Meidroth is coming up as you look at strike 3 on a fastball that had the upper part of the zone. Chase has been interesting because he's hitting for a little more power these days, and we'll address that before the game. He talked with us and he said that he'll take it. Strikeouts he feels are still strikeouts, but sometimes you got to adjust. You got to make some contact. By and large, he said he likes the fact that these guys are swinging away, trying to drive the ball. And Chase has been doing it, striking out a little more than he usually does. But this is a situation where contact is important. Infield in at all 4 positions.
Missing outside. Meidroth showing patience. It's 2-0. Chase has a 15-game on-base streak coming into play today. Over the course of that streak, he's hitting .304 with 9 runs batted in.
There's an example. It's 2-0 and you have to zone hit, which means you're going to pick a zone, you're going to pick a pitch. It's fastball, probably middle in. Instead, this is a fastball up and out of the zone. The difference, 2-1 or 3-0, is vastly different.
White Sox had bases loaded, nobody out. The strikeout to Montgomery, the first out of this game. And now a 2-ball, 2-strike count here to Chase Meidroth. Feels like the White Sox have to get at least 1 here.
That's why this is such a big at bat, because you hit a fly ball. The Sox have shown they're going to run on any of the Twins outfielders. Buxton's had a bad shoulder. Martin and Larnach, not great arms. Bradley unhappy with himself as he just kind of yanks that slider way out of the zone.
Second full count this inning, as Vargas also went full before drawing a walk. 3-2.
Turning into a very competitive and very good at bat.
Twenty pitches already from Bradley here in this first inning. And that one down. It will walk in a run. So the White Sox strike first, a 1-0 lead.
We told you the big problem with Bradley. He's got a big fastball. You see it, 99 miles an hour, but sometimes he has trouble with a moving plate, and this was one of those times.
Jacob Gonzalez. Looking for his first career RBI. The former first-round draft pick in 2023 out of Ole Miss. Hits it hard and into left center field. Vargas, he will score easily. Benintendi behind him. White Sox make it 3-0. First runs batted in the career for Jacob Gonzalez.
Jacob gets a fastball. It's out away, and he drives it through the left side. Last night, left-handers were 0 for 8 until Jacob got on base driving it through the right side. This time he goes right with it, drives in a pair, and the Sox with a big early lead.
Well, Venable asked for the energy, and his boys have responded here to start this one. Spiked in the dirt. Ball one here to Tristan Peters. Runners on at the corners, still just one away. And the command issues continue here for Taj Bradley as the White Sox making him work now 25 pitches. See if Peters can box one up here. Check swing put in play. They go to second for one. And they don't get two as the run will score.
Not well played by Bradley, and the reason is you have got to look to third to make sure you freeze the base runner. Then if you go to second, you've got to gun it to second base. This is a lollipop. Now watch him. He doesn't even look at third base. Throws a lollipop to second, and then with the speed of Peters, no chance. So it's a run driven in. Sox now lead by 4. Not real good execution on the part of Bradley and the Twins.
Well, we said the White Sox needed to get at least one. How about 4 runs to start this game? And now the 8th hitter to the plate is Drew Romo. Lifts this in the air to right field. As Martin comes in, he will make the catch, but the White Sox, a statement to start this one in Minneapolis. Congratulations, Jake Gonzalez. First 2 runs batted in his career. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins. Byron Buxton, 2nd consecutive game getting the start in center field. He leads things off. Brooks Lee, Trevor Larnach. Look at the 8-hole, because Tristan Gray, he has been a menace so far this series against the White Sox.
Eric Fetty going to the mound without the benefit of an opener. He's on for his 8th start, 12th appearance, ERA of just about 5.5. There you look at the rest of the numbers, and he's got a 4-run lead to start it. That's what he's going to use today. The sweeper at 38%, backed up by the sinker and the cutter, and a few changes.
Appeal to first, and Chris Conroy, the crew chief on the call, said he did go around. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Till today, the Sox have handled Buxton very well this year. Did a good job against him in our ballpark, and he's just got 2 singles in this ballpark, but you still have to worry about and contain him.
Hit hard into left field, but Antonacci catches it to start this home half of the first inning.
Let's take a look at the defense and how they line up behind Eric Fetty. It's Sam, Tristan, and Riku left to right in the outfield, with Miguel, Colson, Chase, and Jacob in the infield. Drew Romo's got the plate. We told you about Eric Fetty.
Now, Eric Fetty does have good career numbers against the Twins. There's a bunt as it goes foul. In 4 career starts for Fetty, he is 2-0 with a 1.17 ERA against Minnesota.
He's going to use that today. Try to subdue these boys and get out of here with a win in this series. Then it's a welcome day off, and it's on to Philadelphia, and the Phillies starting to play a little better baseball. They got some thumpers on that team.
Miguel Vargas placed perfectly, makes the throw 2 away. Yeah, I think Kyle Schwarber comes to mind when you talk about thumpers for Philadelphia.
One of those. Harper's not too bad either. So they've got a few guys that are starting to put it together. They're taking a look up as everybody else is in the division. They're looking at the Braves. And by the way, after Philadelphia, The Braves are coming to town for a 3-game series, followed up by the Dodgers. That should be some homestand. Come out and see it. It should be a dandy.
Oh, and then the White Sox go to New York to take on the Yankees. So it is a very difficult stretch coming up after this one here today. Two outs on 6 pitches for Eric Fedde, and that is one of the keys for him to try to lower his pitch count and go deeper into this game here today.
Well, the bullpen has been used quite a bit, so it would be good to go a little deeper. Maybe 18 outs is optimistic. 15 for sure you'd love to get.
Missing outside, ball 3 here to Trevor Larnach. Left fielder batting .265 on the season.
Twins come into play today. 6 games back of the Guardians, 3.5 games back of the Sox. So a win here today would mean that the Twins don't pick up a whole lot of ground.
Some kind of siren going off here at the ballpark.
I got to believe it's just a test. I think that's in the downtown as far as the siren is concerned.
Okay.
They're testing everybody's hearing.
Has not affected Fedde. Gets the strikeout. 4-0 lead after 1. Welcome back. Top of the second. White Sox with a 4-0 lead on the Twins. This half inning is brought to you by Wintrust. Bottom of the order, Riku Nishida leads things off for the White Sox as he slashes that one out of play. Really?
This is kind of interesting. Buxton is playing straightaway center. Normally, they play Nishida to left center field, thinking he's going to be an off-field hitter.
One of those guys who proves if he can just put the ball in play with his speed, he puts so much pressure on the defense. Tried to duck under that one. Still called a strike. 1-2 the count.
Very difficult to duck under a thigh-high curveball.
In innings 1 through 3 this season, the White Sox have outscored their opponents 113-80 with those 4 runs put up in the first inning. Trying to keep that trend going here to start this second, as that one missing up. Ball 2 here to Nishida. Two pitch, and to chase that one, strike 3. How about a scoop from the clubhouse? We check in with Connor.
All right, John, you were talking PTO earlier. The White Sox were hoping to get 2.5 days off for Colson Montgomery. Yesterday, tomorrow's off day, and then the following Monday. Will Venable was asked, well, does the plan take a setback when he gets plunked in the kneecap? Will said, yes, it absolutely does, but he's young. They feel that the rest builds up, though, and they're hoping to get him some time off of his feet with the off days coming up. Congratulations to Munetaka Murakami, who is the American League Player of the Month for May. No one's surprised, but he had 8 homers, 18 RBI, and 19 walks, and the White Sox are hoping to see him again when they get back to Chicago. He's undergoing treatment there now. They'll see him when we get home.
Unbelievable numbers that Murakami put up in May. 8 home runs, 18 runs batted in, a slug of .556. Congratulations, Munetaka Murakami, taking over Major League Baseball. Oh, 2 pitch here to Sam Antonacci. This was the first White Sox to win that award, the Rookie of the Month, since April of 2021.
Well deserved. I mean, it's hard to believe that another rookie would compile those kind of numbers this year.
Down the line in left field and makes its way out of play.
What's good about this is Bradley is really piling up the pitches early, and the sooner you can get into the bullpen of these Twins, the better off you're going to be. They've been used quite a bit in this series, We've seen Gomez 2 days in a row. Odds are overwhelming we won't see him today.
That is a fair ball inside the line into left field. Antonacci, he's going to test the arm of Larnach. But it's Larnach winning that battle. The out at second base.
Very good throw by Trevor Larnach. And Sam's thinking 2 bases all the way. He gets to the ball quickly, and then the throw is right there. No chance at all for Sam to get to the bag. Good tag by Keyshaw. Nicely done by the ball guy.
Puts it in the pocket. One ball, one strike here to Vargas. Think about where he was after that trade. Hit just over 100 the final 2 months in 2024 to what he has transformed himself into now.
Well, it's certainly a whole lot of hard work. Dedication to his craft, and then a couple of adjustments to the hands and the bat. Suddenly he's one of the dominant players in all of baseball.
See the jump in his walk rate from last year to this year. They appeal to first, did not go around. Chris Conroy on the call again. So the second time Miguel Vargas has seen a full count here today. Walked his first time up. And another walk for Vargas. All right, so we're hearing the siren here in the ballpark. Connor, what'd you figure out?
Spoke with a Minneapolis resident, John. They test the tornado sirens the first Wednesday of every month right at 1 p.m. Siren goes on for about 3-4 minutes. There is no all clear sounded after the conclusion of the test. So keep your eyes peeled, I guess, but I think we're okay.
All righty. On the ground, Gray bobbles it, cannot make the play, as the inning will go on here in this top of the second.
It's undoubtedly going to be E6, and that's one of the few things that Gray has done wrong in this series. Pretty much lets the ball play him. By the time he does corral it, there's no chance for a play at either base.
Now, Gray used to be a utility man. They sent down Royce Lewis. They moved Lee from short to third, and now he is playing shortstop on an everyday basis.
I think they're much improved with this defensive alignment. Lewis will come back because he's killing the ball in AAA. But the question is where he's going to play when he comes back, because he's not going to third base. Lee has been too good there defensively. They don't want to loosen up their defense at all. Gray has done a really good job at shortstop. So that's a problem that the Twins will have to address, but not today.
Two on for Colson Montgomery. Colson went down swinging in his first at bat today. White Sox trying to take advantage of the error here in the second inning. Montgomery to center field as Buxton drifting back makes the catch and puts an end to this frame. Rate is a proud partner of the 2026 White Sox. The app gives Chicago fans an all-in-one wellness app with tools to build financial strength and guidance for fitness and stress management. Feel better, live better, play better. Download the Rate app today. was a good first inning for Eric Fetty as he faces 4, 5, 6 in the order for the Twins, starting off with Josh Bell in this second.
Bell's had a pretty good series so far, and that's one of the reasons they got him, because of his run production. He's driven in 32 runs.
Talked to Will before the game, and he said he was really excited for this outing, especially for Eric Fetty, because he has worked on so many things these last few weeks to try to get on track here. And he said, our mindset has always been, how can we help and support him to be the best version of himself, because we really feel like we can pull more out of him. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back strikeouts for Fetty.
Sox fans, today is the last day to enter the Summer Suite Sweepstakes, where you and 9 friends could watch the Sox from the CHSN Suite at Wright Field on June 13th. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit shop.chsn.com and sign up for a Sox Summer Pass for your chance to win. No purchase necessary. See official rules for details.
It's also got to be a shot of confidence for Fetty, because the last 2 outings, they've used an opener before him. Now they trust him to give him the ball to start this game against the Twins.
Well, the reasons are twofold. Number one, he's always thrown well against the Twins, and number two, bullpen has been used a lot. And what Will's hope was today is he can use what, and I'll put it in quotes, the winning bullpen, the guys that you put in late when you either are tied or ahead. And they should be ready to go today, as Will knows the importance of getting this game before the day off and then enjoying Philadelphia and hopefully subduing those Phillies. The Phillies are an unusual team in that they actually have played better on the road than they have at home.
We like that, heading to Philadelphia next.
Indeed. And that is very much a hitter's park. And it's going to be hot and very humid.
Ground ball to short. It is Colson Montgomery. As Eric Fetty has retired the first 5 that he has faced today. You always root for guys like Fetty. 33 years old, a former first-round pick by the Nats in 2014. It's been a long, winding journey for him after spending so much time with Washington. Decided to go to Korea to get his career back on track. Came back to the White Sox in 2024, and he found that magic again. A flare is caught by Montgomery. Great start by Fetty here in Minnesota, as the White Sox with a 4-0 lead after 2. Top of the third, this half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. Thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday afternoon with Connor McKnight on the field. Steve Stone, I'm John Schriffen. We just had a really cool moment. The walkway below our booth here on the second deck is close so that when fans pass by, they can interact with us. We saw the great Paul Molitor walk by as you shouted and got his attention.
I got his attention because he hit very well against me during the course of his career, and I said, on your way, you can't lead off against me anymore. Go. Hello.
There you can see just how close it is when someone walks by. It is so cool to see a legend like Paul Molitor, 21 seasons in Major League Baseball.
Just a great player, and he was with some wonderful Milwaukee teams, some wonderful Minnesota teams, and he just played with a great deal of enthusiasm and a whole lot of talent.
Blue Jays as well.
They don't put you in the Hall of Fame for your good looks.
It's funny, you always say you never know what you're going to see on the field when you come to the ballpark. You never know who you're going to run into, right? A guy you grow up watching and idolizing, and one of the greats of this game just taking a leisurely stroll around the park.
They have a really nice history here with a lot of very good players, and you see them come back to the ballpark a lot, which is a nice thing. The Sox do the same thing with a lot of their former great players. They come around a lot. Goodwill ambassadors in a number of other areas.
Well headed to right field. Backing up is Martin, and it goes off the top of the wall. He crashes in hard off the carom. It's Buxton getting it back in. A double for Majdroth, as they're going to have to check on Martin, who crashed in hard in right field.
He's still down on one knee, and he couldn't protect himself. I mean, he was going back with every intention to make this catch. Derek Shelton comes ambling out. Could very well be he had the wind knocked out of him. I think that's an abrupt stop, as this fastball away is driven a long way to right field. As you can see, only at the very last moment did Martin realize how close he was to that wall. Fortunately, there is some padding there. Otherwise, he comes away in real bad shape. And we'll just have to wait and see. He's been a good player for these Twins this year. He can't come up with that one. And while he's down, we have some soap to sell. This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty.
So Majdroth now extends his Hicks streak to 6 games in a row with that double off the right field wall. And it looks like Austin Martin is going to be okay as he regathers himself to stay in the game.
I think might have had the wind knocked out of him briefly, because he wasn't trying to protect himself. I mean, he went back, give him credit, every intention of making that play. And he's feeling it now. He's going to feel it more tonight and specifically tomorrow.
We talked about the stretch that the White Sox are in. The Twins have an even lengthier stretch. This is game 13 of 17 in a row for Minnesota, so they don't have a break right now.
No, when we leave, I think it's Kansas City and Bobby Witt Jr. coming to town.
All right, let's take another listen at that play.
The one thing is, when you go up on the wall always wins.
Didn't sound very padded there.
Was a little bit, or they'd be taking him off.
It's like a WWE wrestling ring. There's some give in the ring. But when you get slammed to the mat, you're still going to feel it.
Doesn't feel good.
Jacob Gonzalez off of his 2 RBI single. Second at bat here today.
It is indeed Kansas City that comes in for a 4-game series, and then after 17 straight, the Twins will have an off day.
I'm impressed. You've been doing this for so many years, and the grind, it never gets any easier. Even as a broadcaster, I always say to the players, I'm so amazed at what they're able to do and get out of their bodies. Yes, obviously they're a lot younger, but we feel the travel. That one is fouled away. I mean, think about the West Coast trips. 3 West Coast trips already completed by this White Sox team this season.
Well, I have a feeling that kind of factors in to the 3rd trip they had. It wasn't a good road trip, and I think eventually it gets to everybody. But, you know, they call them the dog days of August for a reason. Everybody gets worn down a bit. You have to keep in terrific shape. You have to know your body well. And that's what a major league season is. It's the longest season by far of any season in professional sports. You're playing 162. It's a relenting season. You're playing through the heat of the summertime. Many of the facilities like this don't have a dome, so you're subject to all the elements, all the heat, all the humidity. But that's what baseball is. When you sign on, you have to accept that.
This one is stroked into right field. Majdroth had to hold, so he will stop at 3rd. Second hit today for Jacob Gonzalez.
I love the fact that the first hit was to left field. This one was to right field. And Jacob starting to heat it up. This is a breaking ball away. He just reaches out, takes it into right field because he knows he has to pull the ball in that situation.
First multi-hit game in the career for Jacob Gonzalez. So let's go to Connor for more on Tristan Peters.
He and the coach has been working on swinging for more power. Feels like that's actually helped his contact rate of late too. He's been always able to get to velocity up in the zone. Always seen that pitch well. And that's not necessarily his game plan to swing at everything up there. He saw a ton of curveballs against Detroit, getting fewer fastballs overall over the last little bit. That's the game, right? Constantly adjusting.
The pitch is a strike. Minnesota has 2 challenges remaining.
Call is overturned. Good stuff, Connor. The adjustments we have seen now from Tristan Peters, well documented already. Made the team out of spring training for his defense. Then learned how to bunt, and now he is starting to really show some power.
That's what Will said today about Tristan. He said, look, came to spring training. We thought he had some talent. We knew he had some speed. And he learned how to bunt very well. But now he's starting to swing the bat well. He's become very valuable for this team. You see the ranks since April 21st, and he's been a huge factor. Batting average of .327. Pretty good.
.02. I can even remember the conversation we had with Will Venables about the first 3 weeks in the season, where the scouting report had gotten around and all the defenses had made shifts, and he said now he's going to have to make an adjustment because they're creeping in at the corners. And to Peters' credit, he has. Goes down swinging here. 1 away in this 3rd inning.
He expands that zone. It looks like what's supposed to be a hard slider. Didn't really do much, didn't have to, as Tristan expands it. And no movement.
White Sox counting on Drew Romo, needing at least a fly ball to get that run in from 3rd with 1 out. On the ground, it is Keyshaw, starts it off at 2nd, and a double play turned. White Sox do not get a run across here in this 3rd inning.
Follow our Sox at ChicagoSportsNetwork.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side.
Time to roll up the sleeves, put on the sunglasses. The sun is out here in Minneapolis. And Eric Fetty is bringing his best stuff as we start this home half of the 3rd inning.
What he's doing is mixing pitches very well. They're looking for the off-speed breaking ball. They're getting the fastball. They're looking for the fastball. They're getting the breaking ball. And consequently, 6 up and 6 down.
Eric Fetty is a very cerebral guy, always tinkering with his mechanics, messing with the arsenal to try to get the most out. And he's searching for his first win of the season.
Well, look, when you don't have the overwhelming fastball, you have to use craft and guile and sometimes dazzle him with your footwork, and that's where he is in his career.
Well hit in the right center field. It is Nishida camping underneath for the catch. About some news and notes, we check in with Connor.
While these arms might be thrown for National League teams, they make big-time news. Christopher Sanchez, Garrett Cole, Paul Skeens, and Shohei Ohtani all work tonight. Cole's been great getting back into the rotation for the Yankees. Skeens has shown he's human, at least a little bit. Shohei is never human. I mean, what he's doing is absolutely ridiculous. He may make a push for Cy Young.
This one is hit into center field as Peters makes the adjustment and the catch for out number 2. Steve, did you see that play last night by Joe Adell of the Angels?
I've seen similar plays. That one, you know, look, when you get hit in the head, you're hoping that maybe it drops to the side. You don't anticipate it's going to go over the fence.
How cruel is this game, though? I mean, this is the same guy who robbed 3 home runs in a season, in a game, and then goes off of his head, pulling off a Jose Canseco, just a fluke play.
Yeah, it was the glove, the head, and then over the wall, and He might have a future in soccer, I will tell you that.
World Cup is coming up.
When that happens to you, however, I'm pretty sure you want to dig a hole right there and not even walk back into your dugout, because you know you're going to hear that for months.
Oh my goodness. In the air to left field, Antonacci at the warning track makes the grab. Eric Fetty, nice start here in Minnesota. 9 up, 9 down. Top of the fourth, this half inning is brought to you by Toyota. White Sox a 4-0 lead. If you're just joining us, all 4 runs were scored in that first inning. Riku Nishida, liner to center field, but it is right at Buxton for the first out. Sox fans, join us at the ballpark for Pride at the Park. It'll be June 10th at 6:40 p.m. Fans receive a White Sox Pride hat designed by T. Sanders. He is a comedian and NAACP's outstanding digital content creator when you purchase a specially priced ticket. Now, there is limited availability, so to purchase tickets and prepaid parking, visit whitesox.com/promos. That is a hot design. Get your hands on it for June 10th.
It will also be a hot team that you'll get to see because the Braves are in town. And right now, those Braves are 41-20. They only lead by 9.5 games over the Phillies. So at this point, they're making a shambles of the NL East.
When you think about homestands, obviously Crosstown is the top and no one's even close. But Braves, Dodgers, same homestand coming up. That's pretty big.
I don't think it really gets too much better than that. You're seeing 2 of the best teams in baseball. The Dodgers won back-to-back World Series, and they look like they have no intention of giving that crown up anytime soon. And the one thing that will probably help them immensely is if the Tigers, who by the way are starting to hit the baseball, and I'm pretty sure they will, if they decide that they want to divest themselves of Skubal. Seems to me the Dodgers would be inviting because they have a deep farm system and they have shown they don't mind spending a buck or two.
Feels like this is going to be a very fascinating trade deadline because we're starting to see some separation from some teams. And who will be buyers, who will be sellers? As that one misses upstairs, ball 4 to Antonacci.
Sam is playing leadoff man to perfection. He's got a couple of hits, a walk, and a run score.
Speaking of the Dodgers, they have the late game tonight in Arizona. It'll be Shohei Ohtani on the mound with his ERA under 1 he brings into play.
Well, if that guy ever learns how to hit, he's going to be very valuable.
Oh, he also has an 18-game on-base streak at the plate where he's hitting .420.
I mean, you're looking at a unicorn.
Yeah.
You're looking at the greatest thing since Babe Ruth. And I wonder if he gets to 94 wins, because that's what Ruth had as a pitcher. Not only 94 wins, but Babe Ruth also had the consecutive scoreless streak in the World Series till years later Whitey Ford of the Yankees broke it. But he was a magnificent pitcher, and then he turned out to be a pretty fair hitter.
Leaning and just getting back to the bag is Antonacci.
He was going. And a quick move. Bradley has quick feet to first base. They're taking a look in the dugout, and most likely they'll say play on, but we'll see. And they do indeed say play on. He almost got him. If this throw is on the outfield side of the bag, he's out at first.
Check swing is put in play. It is fielded by Bradley, goes to first with it, as Antonacci gets to second with 2 outs. So Andrew Benintendi, we take a look at his heat chart. Last year's on the left, and this year a lot more red, which is good.
Well, this year he is hitting the ball with a lot more authority. And one thing about it is the legs are feeling a whole lot better than they felt. Because just like a pitcher, if you don't have a solid base to throw off of, you're not going to do well. A hitter's the same thing. You have to have a good, solid foundation to be able to drive the ball.
Because he's Chef Benny now. He started cooking for himself in the offseason. He said when you cook for yourself, naturally you're just going to eat better, cleaner foods. And he lost 10 pounds in the offseason to help out his legs.
Not me, I cooked chocolate. It was great. Got to tell you.
Hey, we're all going to Steve's house for fondue.
And then, you know, to get a little healthier, I fried it afterward too. So these days the cooking to a minimum, but I can understand Benny, who's in pretty good shape, is cooking very well for himself.
I'll bring the sticks, the marshmallows, the apples, whatever you want to dip. You just heat up the chocolate.
We'll have a fondue. Very nice.
3 balls and a strike here to Benintendi. Just missed that one.
He got his pitch maybe a touch higher than he would have liked and fouled it straight back.
And Tanachi with his lead on at second. Here's pitch number 80 from Taj Bradley. So the second walk he has given up here in this 4th inning.
That's the 5th walk of the game.
All right, with this conference on the mound, it's time now for a message from Ankin Law.
I'm with Chicago shortstop Colson Montgomery. You're on his team first.
Yeah, I've always worked hard for the team rather than myself.
I get it. If you've been injured, my team is here to help. Call 312-6-million. Injury law made personal. That's Ankin Law.
Start doing bigger things. They start putting you in more ads. Colson Montgomery, his profile growing.
Last night, yeah, that's, you're coming off the bench. You're cold coming off the bench. You've been watching all night, and the first one right off the kneecap. And you know, these are big, tough, macho athletes. You don't want to cry, but you're feeling like it because that really hurts. Only thing worse could have been if it was like 38 degrees.
He goes off the kneecap. A lot of swings where guys are chasing the ball up out of the zone today versus Bradley.
I think that was probably the message by Pete Mackey when he went out. He said, make sure you keep it up. He hit the ball very hard last time, flying out to Buxton in center field, but he took it a long way.
Montgomery a little off balance with that swing, so he will take his time, just reset his mind here. 0-2.
Caratini didn't catch it right, and because of that, the left hand is singing to him a little bit right now. Try to catch it in the middle of the glove, but sometimes it catches the top part of the glove, and that ball was just touched and threw him off a bit.
First and second with 2 down here in this 4th inning. Feels like the White Sox just need a big blast here. Take themselves out of Grand Slam territory with this 4-run lead. Oh, 0-2 pitch. Goes down swinging. White Sox strand a couple. Still holding on to a 4-0 lead. Bottom of the 4th here in Minnesota. This half inning is brought to you by Davis Law. Good start to this finale as the White Sox are looking to avoid the sweep. On the ground, Colson Montgomery. 1 pitch as Byron Buxton is retired. Are you ready for a winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner.
Complete opposite results today. The Sox have left 6 men in 4 innings. They've had some opportunities to blow this game open, but they haven't been able to. And on the other side of the coin, 10 in a row retired by Eric Fetty, who's been brilliant to this point. But you can't let the team hang around too long. Strange things happen, especially when you're on the road.
How about this going for Eric Fetty? 9 of 11 first pitch strikes today, as he's really trying to emphasize getting ahead in the count. One of the big things for him, he told me he's been working on, when he throws the sinker, sometimes he tries to get a little too on top of it, a little too much, and it will flatten out and turn into a 4-seamer. So he's trying to get his arm angles consistent on his breaking balls and his fastballs all come out of that same path.
Well, that's called actually tunneling, and these days you want everything coming out of the same location, because then the hitter can't read it. Hitters these days, and hitters down through history, they're very smart. If they notice a disparity between your arm angle, they expect an off-speed pitch.
Liner into right field. Nishida gets there in time. He's so bouncy the way he gallops through the outfield and makes the catch for out number 2.
Well, this was a rocket off one of their hottest hitters, and Lee crushed it. Nishida comes flying. Pretty good play at the very end. That one was taking off. Eric is a very happy man. His streak continues.
You just can't help but smile when you see Riku Nishida getting the most out of his body at 5'6", and just the joy that he plays the game with every day.
That's what he's shown since he was a very small baseball player. But going to college in this country, he went to the University of Oregon and parlayed all of that enthusiasm, work ethic, and desire into the major leagues, where he resides right now.
What a journey, right? Born in Japan, high school in Japan, decided to come to the United States, junior college couple years, Oregon, and now the first Japanese-born player to be drafted and make it to Major League Baseball.
And he gets to play on the same team with the guy that I'm sure he idolized, which was Murakami. 2-time MVP, hit 56 home runs one year in just about 140 games or so.
All right, first base runner day, a walk to Trevor Larnach. Take advantage of savings all summer long with our summer savings section. You can score select lower level tickets starting at $20 on weekdays and $25 on weekends. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/section.
Bad news, perfect game is gone. The good news, the no-hitter is still intact. That in the 4-run lead.
Do have to be careful with the power of Josh Bell. He went down looking his first time up in the second.
Bell is a better hitter from the right side, but a more powerful hitter from the left side.
You notice it early on that Fetty's doing a great job mixing his pitches early on here against the Twins.
Any soft breaking ball in this series Bell has had trouble with, so I would expect one of those. However, that being said, he left him standing there with a fastball in the second inning. He was guessing breaking ball, got the express, and took a seat.
You know how it is. Sometimes you're working on things between outings, and it takes a few starts for it really to sink in and feel comfortable for Eric Fetty on the mound. 1-2. That one goes off Romo.
This is a constant game of not only adjustment, but in many cases, reinvention. We'll watch it again, and oof. And although he has a shin guard, that does not feel good. So Brennan Miller gives him a moment, says, "How you doing?" Seems to be okay.
One ball, 2 strikes, the count here to Bell. And a check on Larnach at first.
Swiped a couple of bags this year. This is not really a running situation, however, but you never know.
Fetty deals, missing outside, ball 2. Also not seeing a ton of waste pitches from Fetty. Just 48 pitches now in this 4th.
I think with this kind of heat, he probably doesn't want to waste a whole lot. Wasn't happy with that pitch call, so he stepped off, readjusted pitch comm, and now he's ready to go.
2-2. It was something Davis Martin was trying to do yesterday. A lot of pitchers have that button apparatus on their glove, and the home plate umpire last night, John Tumpane, who is an outstanding umpire, felt like it was a stop-start. That's why he called the balk on Davis Martin.
There's an example of throwing so many slow breaking balls that when he did throw the fastball, Bell was way late on that. It's been a good at bat so far. Pitch number 9 on the way.
2-2 from Fetty. On the ground, it is Gonzalez stepping on the bag at first. And Eric Fetty is through 4. White Sox a 4-0 lead on the Twins. Inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University. Top of the 5th we go. White Sox with a 4-0 lead. Eric Fetty has been outstanding as we welcome you back inside the booth. Steve Stone, John Triffin, thank you so much for joining us here. Feels like the White Sox have left a few runs on the table so far.
They have indeed, but Eric Fetty has made it hold up. He has a no-hitter through 4, throwing the ball very well, getting ahead of most of these guys and then wiping them out. So it's time to try to take over this ball game by scoring a couple more. Bradley's command has not been good. He's walked 5 guys, but the fact is he's not the easiest guy in the world to hit, and that's what's keeping him in this game.
We go figure with this game, right? We have Davis Martin, who was the ace of the staff, went yesterday, gave up a career high 10 hits. It was the shortest start of his season. And now Eric Fetty is now lights out through 4 on the mound today.
Even if you're a veteran, trying to face a team twice in a week is a difficult task. And Davis just didn't have the command he's had all year long yesterday. It's one of those games. I don't think it's cause for concern at all.
It's been a good game for Chase Mydroth. That was the pitch he chased earlier in this game in a 2-0 count. Laying off, it's now 3-0.
I don't believe Derek Shelton is going to have a very long rope for Bradley at this point. Now, let's hope sometime Brennan Miller goes out there, because Victor Caratini, left to his devices, will spend the rest of this game right where he is. He's allowing the bullpen to get an inordinate amount of pitches.
So with your fondue, he's probably saying, do you like strawberries? Do you like marshmallows?
Well, he breaks it up, but he did buy the bullpen. Oh, let's say about another 10 pitches, you would assume. Orsi loosening up in the pen. We saw him and everybody else in that series in Chicago.
Three balls and a strike. Three-two to Mydroth. A couple games around Major League Baseball got started before this one. Tigers with a 6-2 lead over the Rays. That's now in the top of the 8th. And in the bottom of the 6th, Marlins and Nationals are tied at 1.
I know a lot of people writing the Tigers off, but preseason they thought it was going to be Tigers Guardians. At least at this point, it hasn't worked out that way, but the Tigers, to me, are still a dangerous team.
Mydroth goes down swinging, 1 out to start this 5th inning. When rumors start swirling and talks of your star pitcher potentially being traded, as we take another look at the swing, could that help galvanize a clubhouse like the Tigers potentially?
I just think they're a good team that got off to a terrible start. I mean, that's certainly part of it, but the players don't try to concern themselves, especially with other people's business decisions in this game. And the Tigers are going to make the best decision for them, not necessarily the best decision for Skubal. If they believe they're going to have a shot at postseason play, it becomes a different calculus. However, I don't believe you can allow him to walk out the door and get nothing for him if you don't intend to sign him long term.
Sometimes you get another team with a prospect package that's just too good to pass up, so it all depends on the calls that come in.
It's going to be a team, if they're going to give up a lot of prospects, it's going to be a team that has the ability, the desire, and the money to sign him long term.
A lot of credit to the White Sox organization and their scouting system. They've done such a great job scouting other teams' minor league organizations to know when potential deals are out there who they want to get. Line drive is caught off the bat of Gonzalez, out number 2.
Time for the Miller Lite. First runs driven in the career of Jacob Gonzalez. This coming into first inning. Sox were able to put 4 on the board. There's half of them.
Go back to that Garrett Crochet trade White Sox pulled off with the Red Sox. The White Sox had scouted the Red Sox system so well. They knew each and every piece potentially that they wanted included in that deal. And Braden Montgomery, who may be the biggest piece, is still waiting in AAA right now.
All he's done is go 10 for his last 20. But that whole trade will prove to be one of the great trades Chris Getz and his staff, his scouts, were able to pull that one off. And when the history of that trade is written, and I hope Garrett goes on to have a wonderful career because he's a great guy and a hard worker, but the Sox got a huge return for him. And when you make those deals, which are a lot of today for a whole lot of tomorrow, that's exactly what you want. Help the team you're trading your star to and get back a whole lot of guys that will help you down the road.
And there's organizations, you know, that they have just the depth in terms of their minor league organization. Other teams, potentially like the Orioles in years past, who have had the depth but haven't been as willing to part with some of their top prospects.
No, they've held them judiciously. And they might be at the point, I mean, they're starting to play pretty good baseball right now. They might be at the point where they're willing to make a deal because a lot of those prospects that they thought would be almost instant stars haven't turned out that way.
Tristan Peters lines this one to the gap in right center field. He's going to be off to the races. Sliding stop by Martin. But Peters still a sliding double with 2 outs here in the 5th.
And that reminds me, this double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. Drives it in the gap. Martin going away from his throw. He knows he's going to slide, and pretty easy after that. And that is going to be it for Bradley. He will depart, and as he walks out, we'll step out, and we'll be back.
MLB Plus is new for 2026. You can stream MLB Network 24/7 in the United States and select out-of-market games every week. Plus, you get live radio broadcasts of every game, game day, 3D, big inning, and minor league action. You can visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Sox fans in the house here in Minneapolis. As Drew Romo steps up, runner in scoring position, 2 down, and a new pitcher on the mound.
There's a look at Eric Orsi on for the 24th time. His ERA a tick under 4. Chase rate at 30.6. Not bad. Walk rate 11%. That's not good.
The worst performance this season for Eric Orsi was against the White Sox, May 27th. An inning and 2/3, gave up 5 hits and a season high 3 runs. Breaking ball diving in and off the hands of Romo, strike 2. Peters on at second. One-two pitch. Got him swinging. As the White Sox will strand another base runner. We stay at a 4-0 lead going to the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th we go. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. Best start of the season here for Eric Fetty. As he delivers strike 1 here to Austin Martin, facing 5, 6, 7 in the order.
Strike 1 has been the reason why he's as effective as he is. Stuff looks good today, but he's ahead of most of these hitters.
Ground ball, Colson Montgomery looking smooth at short, 1 away.
Tuesday, June 9th is 80s night on CHSN as the White Sox take on the Braves. Don't miss a special throwback broadcast featuring legendary sportscaster Bob Costas in the booth. Coverage begins at 6 with White Sox Countdown Live. Stream it live on the CHSN app, Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
Another ground ball. As Eric Fetty is limiting his pitches, now 2 outs here in this 5th inning.
Well, you know, you want the Twins especially to have as much rest as possible with Kansas City coming to town. So I would suggest swinging at a lot of first pitches, which is what they're in the process of doing, making life easier for Eric Fetty. It's never easy, but it's easier if guys will swing at the first pitch for you. This is a guy that's going to get better as this season moves along, because he looked like he was going to be somewhat of a star last season. Nobody could understand why he got off to a slow start, but he's swinging it a whole lot better, and Kershaw has a whole lot of talent, and he's still a very young player.
He's the last Twins player to get a hit in this series. Got a hit yesterday, bottom of the 5th.
He was a second-round draft choice of these Twins in 2023.
And there is the first hit of the ball game for the Twins. It comes with 2 outs in this 5th inning. Eric Fetty says, you know what, I need another baseball.
Throws a fastball. This is not a strike, but Keyshaw just goes out and gets it. And there goes the no-hitter.
Just over the reach of Chase Mydrop. So back-to-back hits by the Twins.
I appreciate the effort by Nishida, but you got to hit Montgomery there. And that's one of the things the Sox did last night. They're not hitting cutoff men. There's no doubt that 4 runs down, Keyshaw is not going. Airmail the shortstop. That ball gets away, hops into the stands. Suddenly, they're in a position to score 2 this inning.
So the first 2 hits given up, and the pitching coach, Zach Bove, wants to have a conversation with Eric Fetty.
Well, one of the reasons is Arcia almost took it out of the ballpark as a final out in the 3rd inning. He wants to make sure that they have a good game plan. He's giving him the scouting report just so they're on the same page. Last thing you want to do is allow these Twins back in the game.
Steve, it's been wild. The bottom 3 in the order have been producing for this Twins roster. Last night, 7, 8, 9 were 6 for 12 with 5 runs driven in.
And the opening game, Gray hit a grand slam. He was hitting 9th. He drove in 5 runs from the 9th spot.
So the 7 and 8 hole hitters with singles here in the 5th. As Orlando Arcia steps in with 2 down. There it is, 6 through 9 hitters this series, doing a lot of damage. Ground ball up the middle. Colson Montgomery, the glove flip to get out of the jam. First traffic for Eric Fetty, and he gets out of it smooth. End of 5. White Sox a 4-0 lead. Welcome back. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. Eric Fetty having the best start of his season. Giving up 2 hits through 5 as we start this 6th. White Sox a 4-0 lead. Riku Nishida, bottom of the order, leads things off for the Sox. As Nishida is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout today. You know, we're talking about the Phillies series coming up. The good news is that the White Sox are going to miss Christopher Sanchez on the mound. That's because he is throwing tonight. And he has been unbelievable this season. He has a franchise record 44 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings that he takes into play tonight as he takes on the Padres.
Padres have some right-hand hitters for you. We'll see if they can get to Sanchez.
Down the line in left field and foul. And Sanchez is now moving up the board for the longest single season scoreless inning streaks. That since the mound was moved to its current distance back in 1893. You got Oral Hershiser. He's #1 with 59 in a row back in 1988. Don Drysdale, 58 in a row in 1968. And Christopher Sanchez has a chance to pass Cy Young, who is 8th on the list with 45 back in 1904.
Well, if he catches him and wins, we'll have a pretty good story. But even that said, 44 2/3, unbelievable.
Off the body of Gray, and he's not going to get Nishida. Now he takes the turn for second as the ball gets passed. So Nishida in scoring position to start this 6th inning.
This looks like it could very well be E6. So there's one error. And then the question is, do you charge a second error on it? That can happen on the same play. Nishida hustles into scoring position, and this is one the Sox would dearly love to have one way or the other.
So it is E6 on Gray. His second error today, and another error on the throw. Couple singles and a walk for Antonacci today. Strokes this one into right center field. Nishida with his speed. He's going to score easily as Antonacci slides into second. And RBI double makes it a 5-0 White Sox lead here in the 6th inning.
Antonacci's been on base all 4 times. 3 hits and a walk, and this time taking advantage of the shoulder of Buxton. Sox knew coming in they could run every chance they get on Byron these days because of that shoulder difficulty. This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year 200,000-mile double warranty.
Second game this season already for Sam Antonacci with 3 hits. And that was the run we've been talking about, where the White Sox just need to push out of Grand Slam territory, a 5-0 lead.
Twins opened the door, and the Sox have come storming through.
Tapper, tough play for the pitcher. But Orsi throws a strike to first, and Vargas retired as Antonacci scoots to third.
Now Miguel is pretty quick, but you get turned around in the batter's box here. You see it there, and no chance at all to beat out the play. But he does move Antonacci around.
Infield comes in for the Twins with Andrew Benintendi at the plate. Benny singled and scored as part of that 4-run first inning for the White Sox.
Sox bullpen up and going. Grant Taylor throwing in the pen.
And a challenge from Caratini.
The pitch was called the ball. Catch is challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
That call is confirmed. Minnesota has 1 challenge remaining.
Brendan Miller's been pretty good behind the plate tonight.
He has been.
See if Benny gets the green light here. 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk. Sox fans, join us at the ballpark on Saturday, June 13th, as the White Sox take on the Dodgers at 3:10 p.m. 15,000 fans in attendance. We'll receive a Colson Montgomery bobblehead presented by Rate. Or you can skip the lines and secure your promo at checkout with Guaranteed Promo. To purchase tickets and prepaid parking, visit whitesox.com/promos.
I think Colson would love to see Orsi throw that soft breaking ball a little closer to the plate.
All right, so I'm looking up the Guaranteed Promo because we're starting to talk about that now, so I want to just explain it to folks out there. Starting at only $25, you get a voucher where you're guaranteed the giveaway $5 off your bill at the Shy Sox Bar and Grill, and then that's where you can pick up the promo at the Shy Sox Bar and Grill. New thing by the White Sox this season. There's a lot of cool giveaways, so now there's another way so you can just make sure that you can get yours and skip the lines.
Food and the promo. Kind of a cross promotion, as it were.
I don't mind. Give me a smash burger. 2 balls and a strike here to Colson Montgomery. Had a chance to drive in some runners today, but he is 0 for 3. Two. And he goes down swinging for out number 2.
It looked like a splitter. That one just dove out of the zone.
And a challenge from Chase Mydroth.
The pitch was called a strike. That is challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile as we take a look at this White Sox challenge.
The pitch is a ball. Chicago has 2 challenges remaining.
That one way out of the zone.
So 1-0 instead of 0-1 here to Chase Mydroth. With the runners on at the corners in this 6th inning. White Sox have out-hit the Twins 8-2 so far today. Trying to break this one open here. Mydroth in the air to right center field. It is Martin backing up at the warning track, and he makes the leaping catch to end this threat.
I love that he didn't go into the wall. He leaped well before the wall. Call to the Pen is brought to you by Orland Toyota and his Grant Taylor. First out of the chute today, on for the 24th time, his ERA of 2.12. Strikeout rate 36.1. It's outstanding. The chase rate is outstanding. That over-the-top curveball is close to unhittable. And he's got to start right at the top with the ever-dangerous Byron Buxton.
Overhand hook starts it off. Strike 1 against Byron Buxton. As Will Venable not taking any chances, facing the heart of the order here for the Twins in the 6th inning. How about Eric Fetty today?
Eric Fetty was just outstanding. Gave up a couple of hits. He leaves with a 5-run lead. He walked only 1 man at one point, retired 11 straight. You can't do much better than he did, especially in a key game for the Sox. I mean, he went out there knowing that they'd lost 2 in a row, got the off day tomorrow. You're going through a stretch of 2 weeks, which is a difficult stretch. This is a big one to win.
Fly ball into center field. Peters went back, now coming in, and he makes the catch. Well, the Mad Scots, they have been active. How about the clothesline by TC Monday last night? A little payback.
Oh, the Blue Ox got him.
People's elbow, and then today, boom!
Mascot with a bad back comes away with back surgery from that hit. TC Bear looking just about like a middle linebacker there.
Just a gorgeous ballpark, beautiful setting here in downtown Minneapolis. When the weather cooperates, this is one of the best venues in Major League Baseball.
And the touches of limestone really are outstanding. It is a beautiful park. They've got downtown right over the right field wall. But as good a park as this is not near the home field advantage that the Metrodome was. That was really an advantage for the Twins. They knew all the funny bounces, and some people said, well, the air conditioning only blew when the Twins were up and all that kind of stuff. But they took advantage of it. They put together some great teams, and some wonderful players played during those years.
Oh, yeah. How about the strikeout from Grant Taylor?
Some high heat.
I'm just grateful we don't have to visit Minnesota early part of the season, because when you come here late March, early April, it is frigid with the wind whipping through here.
Well, a few years back, the Sox got snowed out 3 of the 4 games. They knew it was coming. They knew when it was coming. They didn't play a doubleheader that first day. They played a single game and snowed out the other 3. We came back here 5 times that year.
Ooh.
It's a lot of trips to Minnesota. Now it's beautiful. 5 times is a touch too much.
Grant Taylor, part of the arms in the bullpen, rested for Will Venable.
And with the off day tomorrow, just empty it out.
Larnach was the first base runner of the game for the Twins when he walked in the 4th inning.
You don't find too many just straight over the top hooks these days. You find some that just not quite over the top, but just off center.
In the air to right center field, it is Peters. Will squeeze it for a 1-2-3 6th inning for Grant Taylor. Been all Sox so far after 6. One ticket plus a free meal. You can grab your family and head to the ballpark with a family pack starting at just $21 for select games. Each ticket purchase includes 1 hot dog, a drink, chips, and a cookie. For tickets, visit whitesox.com/family.
Taylor Rogers comes out for the 26th time with an ERA a touch over 4.
Gonzalez swinging at the first pitch. Will pop this one up. And the catch is made by Gray to start the 7th inning. All right, I was looking into those guaranteed promo giveaways. The Homies Big Head figure, June 12th, it's already sold out. July 10th, Mexican Heritage jersey, sold out.
Those are beautiful, by the way. I mean, the last few years of those jerseys were just outstanding, and I had all these calls from my friends. Can you please get me one of those? Some people ask for 2 of those, but they're beautiful.
Peters with the fly ball, out number 2 here in the 7th. Let's go to Connor.
Well, we have a rule for the Down to the Farm segment. If you get one over 114 miles an hour, you make the segment. George Woko going deep. It's been an up and down season for George. When he's hot, and that one left the ballpark in about half a second, guys.
Big George, clap it up. Very large man when he gets a hold of one.
I will tell you, a couple of years ago, I talked with him at Sox Fest, and that is a very big guy. He's really young and really big.
When I have to look up and strain my neck, that's when you know.
That is big, and he's wide also. So a lot of potential there.
The other giveaway, the Munetaka Murakami first Major League Baseball home run bobblehead, July 26th, that is also sold out, but there's some other cool ones.
Well, I would guarantee you that one was going to be sold out. Probably been sold out for quite some time.
I'm looking at this City Connect warm-up on July 25th. That's going to be hot. The Ozzie Guillen replica jersey, August 8th. That is available. Shoeless Joe Jackson bobblehead. That is a cool one on August 9th. One thing you can never deny about Rate Field, some of the best food and giveaways across Major League Baseball.
And there's no doubt about that. But there is one thing that will always hold true. And believe me, our marketing guys are some of the best, and they've had to be, as we know. There's no better marketing tool than a really exciting baseball team. And this year, that's what the Sox have.
In the air to left field, it's going to get down as Drew Romo. A stand-up two-out double here in this 7th inning. Third double by the White Sox today.
And that reminds me, this double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. No sooner does Russ step out than another double shows up. But he's back. I'll tell you what, he's got the speed of an elk.
Want to get your money's worth if you're a sponsor? Elgin Hyundai getting it in with the doubles.
I would think so. Caratini once again parked out on the mound. There he comes back.
So Randall Grichuk will be the pinch hitter for Riku Nishida here in the 9-hole.
Sox bullpen up and going. There's a look at Chris Murphy getting ready to go.
Off the bat of Grichuk, so a foul ball for strike 2. Not as tall as Big George Welkow, but he is as wide. He is a very strong man. Inside out swing. Oh, okay. Mr. Arcia, we see you at first. Goes up to get it, and that'll save a run.
Pretty good effort as Grichuk bidding for a base hit and a run batted in.
Welcome back. Grant Taylor stays on the mound as Josh Bell crushes this one into right center field. First hit of the day for Bell as it starts this home half of the 7th inning.
We told you there were some great players played for the Twins. As you look at Bell once again, gets around on a fastball. On this date in 1967, Harmon Killebrew hit one 520 feet in Old Met Stadium against Lou Burdett. It's displayed at the Mall of Americas, where we used to stay here. But I knew Harmon very well. He was a wonderful man, has since passed away, but as strong as they get, and a proud member of the Hall of Fame.
Foul tipped into the glove for strike 2 here on Austin Martin. As Randall Grichuk, who went in to pitch hit, it'll be Derek Hill now taking over in right field. Taylor peeks at Bell at first. And Hill moving to his left with the grab, one away.
There are just a few hours left to enter for your chance to win the CHSN suite in June. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit shop.chsn.com and sign up for a Sox Summer Pass to enter the Summer Suite Sweepstakes. One lucky winner and 9 friends can watch the Sox from the CHSN suite at Rate Field on June 13th. No purchase necessary. See official rules for details. So that's today. Is it over? That's good. You have some matches?
Might be good for a graduate to celebrate in a suite.
It's a great idea. Tough promo to read.
I like those kids, their sign. They had a little checklist going today as they came in their cap and gown. And a challenge behind the plate by Romo.
The pitch was called the ball. Catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
The pitch is a strike. Chicago has 2 challenges remaining.
Successful challenge by Romo there as the call is overturned. It's 0-2. So the young man, their sign read rehearsal early in the morning. Sox Twins here this afternoon, and then their graduation coming up later tonight. So congratulations to them and all the other graduates, as this is the season.
It is that, and proud graduates they are.
Of what, we're not sure. Wasn't part of the sign.
Can be anything.
Yeah.
They can graduate from whatever it is they're graduating from.
Did he go around? Yes, he did. That was John Tumpain on the call at third.
Let's check out our mobile fuels performance. And Eric Fetty had quite a day today. Fastball was usually unhittable. He had great command, had some really good defense behind him today. And all things considered, probably the best he's looked this year, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Sox.
There was just that confidence and trust that Will Venable had in Eric Fetty heading into this outing today. And that's the one thing that he constantly talks about when we ask him about his team or if anything's changed. And he said he's just really excited about just the way they show up. Everyone puts in their work. He doesn't have to hover over anybody or have team meetings or scold anybody for not bringing that level of preparedness to the ballpark. Everyone pulls their own weight.
Drew Romo's had quite a day. His challenges have been right on the money. That was a very good stop, and he's got a double to go with it.
Luke Keyshaw was the guy who broke up the no-hitter for Fetty in the 5th inning. Goes down swinging here. How about that heater? 2 innings strong from Grant Taylor as the White Sox look to avoid the sweep.
Today's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. So level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank. A new pitcher, Cody Lawyer-Eason. Interesting name. On for the 7th time. ERA pretty good, 3.68.
We appreciate all the White Sox fans joining us on this Wednesday afternoon as the White Sox have cleaned things up from yesterday. As we start this 8th inning, a 5-0 lead over the Twins. Fly ball in left field as Larnach has to back up at the warning track, and it goes over his head. Antonacci has been on base every single time so far today.
And we'll see how they rule that. First of all, the wind was taking it. We told you about that wind to left field. Wind was taking it, and bright sunshine today. We'll see how it scored. It scored a double. What a day for Sam. This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty.
5th time on base, his 4th hit of the game. Have yourself a day, Sam Antonacci.
One of the things that I think is remarkable is we were talking about early this year that Sam was looking pretty good in left field for a second baseman. Now he's looking pretty good in left field for a left fielder, but the most important thing is the offense, and he's going to get some votes for Rookie of the Year because he just keeps getting better.
Miguel Vargas slashes this one into left center field. Antonacci rounding third. And the Sox tacking on a late run. It's now 6-0 here in this 8th. RBI single for Vargas.
He got a high fastball up in the zone and drilled it. That's run batted in number 41 for Miguel.
Benintendi just unload, watch and fly. It's a Benny bomb here in the 8th inning. A 2-run shot, and the White Sox have broken it open here in Minnesota. It is 8-0.
Benny's been on base every time today. We'll watch it again. This one out over the plate. It's our Lexus Experience Amazing Home Run Replay. And this a no-doubter. That's his 6th. He's driven in 29. Couple of walks, reached base on an error, a base hit, and now a 2-run bomb.
So Benintendi now has 124 career home runs. 13 of them have come here at Target Field.
Big smile on his face. I thought he just said Joe Ryan. Apparently not. He hits a lot of people.
This is the kind of game this team needed after yesterday. Wasn't clean, but the White Sox, Will Venable and his staff addressing things, not letting it linger, and then getting right back to business here to follow it up.
Well, that's it. You address the problem, and then you put it behind you because you can't do anything about yesterday. They came out today behind Eric Fetty, who threw great. He set the tone in this one, and then the offense came and supported him. Certainly, I mean, they got on top early. 4 runs in the first, and it's never easy, but it takes a whole lot of pressure off the ball club, and Eric Fetty went out, and he made it hold up through 5.
Top of the order has produced for the White Sox today. As that one in there, called strike 3 to Colson Montgomery. 1 through 3 hitters in the order are 7 for 10 in this ball game today. Connor told us that Munetaka Murakami is still in Chicago getting treatment on that grade 2 hamstring. The team will head to Philadelphia, and he will stay in Chicago until the team gets back for the next homestand.
The main thing is you can do a whole lot more in your home clubhouse and with the home facilities overall than you can on the road, and they want to make sure, number 1, he's entirely healthy, and number 2, he gets back as quickly as possible after he gets entirely healthy. Hamstrings are among the trickiest injuries there are because just when you think you're ready to go, all of a sudden it lets loose again. I mean, it's something you got to be really careful with, and the Sox are going to, because they want him for what they hope will be meaningful games late in the season.
Here's a challenge from Caratini.
Catcher's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. And the call is
Minnesota
overturned.
has 1 challenge remaining.
So a strikeout now for Mydroth. I mean, think about what's going on with Kyle Teal. He has not played a regular season game yet this year, suffered that hamstring strain in the WBC. He was on track to get back, and in that rehab assignment, tweaked his knee. There was soft dirt in the box in AAA, and so now he's still on the mend. I mean, just imagine you get Murakami back, Teal back. We got Pereira, Hayes coming back. As everyone now doing a little extra with guys on the injured list. I mean, those pieces alone, those are like trade deadline deals, right? You get Murakami and Teal, impact players back to this lineup.
If you could acquire Murakami at the trade deadline, that's a whale of a deal. Something I don't think is going to happen anytime soon.
Got guys like Jacob Gonzalez filling in the meantime. Got his first 2-run batted in his career today. And a walk to Gonzalez with 2 outs here in this 8th inning.
The memorable moment is presented by Prevagen, and that is the Benintendi home run. But a little more daylight between the Sox and these Twins. And a very happy moment in a park that he's always enjoyed hitting.
Speaking of big injuries around Major League Baseball, Aaron Judge missing his first game of the season yesterday for the Yankees and seeing a specialist Tuesday. Excuse me, missed the first game, was it Monday? Missed the first game this week.
I thought he missed yesterday.
Yes, yesterday. Seen the specialist, exactly. Yeah. Bone bruise in his upper right rib. So the Yankees are being cautious with him.
You would think.
Oof.
Yeah, that's would be a huge loss, especially Garrett Cole has come back. And in 2 outings, he hasn't given up a run yet. So they got him back. They're slowly coming together, and they could ill afford to lose Judge for any length of time.
It's a long season, though. You're going to see injuries across Major League Baseball.
But what I do love is the statement that you always hear: we're going to err on the side of caution. Never heard anybody said, you know, we're going to err, but we're throwing caution to the wind. Just run them out there. So you don't hear that, especially with the guys you're depending on, and Judge is one of those guys.
So Judge missed the game yesterday, seeing the specialist today, so they'll have more news after today. Good battle by Tristan Peters with 2 outs in this 8th inning. 3-2. On the ground, backhanded sliding stop by Keyshaw, and he makes the play. How about Andrew Benintendi just unloading on this one? Beverage, in-seat service, and VIP parking with a private ballpark entrance. For more information, visit whitesox.com/premium or call or text 312-674-1000. Some very happy Sox fans in the ballpark here at Target Field. A new pitcher on the mound.
Chris Murphy out for the 9th time. The ERA higher than he would like. We've seen Kreidler a few times. He's played just about all over, so he gets a Schinberger for his efforts and heads to first.
Let's check in with Connor.
John, I was having breakfast with Len Casper, who does a great job on the radio side the other day. He said, did you know that not all of the lefties are real lefties? I said, no, but it sounds like something I should look into. There are 6 lefties on the roster, and I'm including Noah Schultz, who is on the injured list. Isert, Newcomb, and Hudson are all actually mostly right-handed guys. Anthony Kay, Noah Schultz, and Murphy all identify as true lefties. Murphy, though, said he learned to write right-handed because, quote, I'm not that crazy. The 3 non-natural lefties all started throwing left-handed pretty early, most of them before that Little League era. You figure, guys, they made pretty good business decisions keeping it up, throwing left-handed, all of them in the bigs now. But just remember, not every lefty you look at is an actual lefty.
I would think if you have a son who is a baseball player and has a desire to be a pitcher, it is very helpful if you make him a left-handed pitcher, because they can stay around a long time and they're always looking. Everybody's looking for lefties.
Tell you what, if I was a lefty, I would not have been a broadcaster. I would have gotten the surgery or another surgery, or as many surgeries as I needed to try to keep it going. As a righty, I couldn't cut it. As a lefty, you're always in demand.
Yep.
Swing and a miss upstairs.
Well, guys, I wanted to make sure that each one of our lefties was brought up the right way. Did any dads tie a hand behind the back? Was there any Marinovich going on? Each one of them said no. They just naturally fell into the lefty throwing thing. So I think we'd rule out mental health issues, and everybody's feeling good down there throwing lefty.
Have you seen the ambidextrous thrower in the minors? I forgot which system, which team it's for. There's a guy who can throw lefty and righty, and it's like 90 plus from both sides.
Pretty impressive. They usually give them a specially made glove that you can kind of switch over.
Can you imagine that's the next wave of pitchers?
I think you have to declare before a hitter gets up. You can't just switch when the hitter gets in the box.
100%, but you have the ultimate matchup.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it.
I don't care what the other team does. Okay, you want to put a righty in the box? Cool. Golfed in the air to right field. Coming in is Hill, and he will make the grab for out number 2 here in this 8th inning. The early runs by the White Sox really just set the tone for this entire game, really taking control. 4 runs in the first inning.
Well, the Sox sent 8 to the plate, 3 hits, and came away with giving Eric Fetty a nice lead when he went out there for the first inning.
It's always nice on getaway day when you can have a performance like this. If this holds, White Sox can have a happy flight on to Philadelphia.
And the much welcomed off day tomorrow, where everybody will regroup, go out, have some fun, and then get back to business on Tuesday against the Phillies.
Maybe a little run the Rocky steps.
Or rather on Friday against the Phillies.
Good inning by Chris Murphy. We will go to the 9th.
Time for the upcoming schedule presented by Toyota, and it's much needed off day. We've talked about that, and then head to Philly after the game today with the off day on Monday and entertain the Braves and the Dodgers in a homestand that is going to be wildly entertaining. A couple of very good baseball teams. Justin Lawrence, just acquired from Pittsburgh. This is his first outing as a member of the Twins, on for the 24th time. ERA a tick over 5.
The pitch was called a strike. Batter's challenging.
Got 2 left, so the White Sox using them.
Might as well. There's no carryovers to Philadelphia.
That call is confirmed. Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
One game today, already a final. The Tigers a 7-2 win over the Rays, as the Marlins have taken a 4-1 lead over the Nationals. That game in the top of the 9th. And Drew Romo will strike out to start this 9th inning.
Lawrence, like so many before him, with a very good arm. The question is, can he consistently get over the plate? Kreidler to shortstop, Outman to center field. And what Lawrence is trying to do, it doesn't matter, it's 8-0 to him. He wants to make a good impression on his new team.
You know who else has a new team? Our good friend Nicky Lopez joining the Rangers recently. And Texas has now won a season-high 5 in a row as they are looking to complete a sweep over the Cardinals and get back to 500 today. Oof. Uh-oh.
Watch it again. A riding fastball inside, right off the outside of the wrist on what appears to be the left hand. Well, hopefully that glove and that tape will help him, because he'll a valuable player on this team because of his versatility and what he lends to the ball club. And he just came back off an injury. A lot of small bones in the hand, and that's a tough place to get hit.
It's close to that hamate bone that is right on the knob of the bat, and it kind of lingers for a lot of guys because when you swing the bat, it irritates that bone. But Hill is going to stay in this game. That's the last thing you want with a lopsided score, and already 2 right fielders on the injured list.
Hill's going to feel that one for a while.
And Antonacci is going to get hit by a pitch. That's number 12 on the season.
So I guess if you're asking yourself why Pittsburgh traded him, he's showing you right there. Now for Sam, a veteran of being hit a lot, and he's going to be hit a lot this year. Doesn't appear there was a great deal of urgency to get out of the way. However, you just don't want to take it off the knee if you can help it.
With back-to-back White Sox hitters getting hit by pitches, White Sox will sit Miguel Vargas and Luis Angel Acuna a pinch hit at bat here in the 9th.
I think that's a good plan. 6 times, first time since 2017. Garcia, Moncada.
You almost got to wear some extra padding when you walk into the box right now.
I would say Acuna's not leaning over to protect the outside corner.
That is Kreidler at short, makes the catch in the air, and 2 away. Andrew Benintendi with a 2-run blast his last time up in the 8th inning.
Lawrence's fastball does really move, and if he can ever harness the command of it, looks like they've got themselves a guy who can be effective out of their pen.
Still not one in the booth yet.
Nope.
Does look like it'll be this series.
Well, you never know. I mean, that was there. It's getting closer. First one hit the net. That one just off to our left.
Just don't know where it's going to go out of the hand of Justin Lawrence. I'm not sure he knows either.
Nobody gets it there in a hurry.
(3-2). And a walk to Benintendi will load the bases here in the 9th inning.
Twins fans who have stuck around are getting a little impatient. They were yelling, "Let's go," down in front of us. Beautiful day for baseball, however. Especially beautiful with the score of this one.
Colson Montgomery looking to get on for the first time today. He is 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Liner into center field as Outman makes the sliding grab to end the bases loaded threat. Bottom of the 9th we go. White Sox up big.
The CHSN app brings you even more White Sox coverage. Watch on-demand game replays, catch up on past episodes of top prospects, and more. All in one place. Get started today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
We have thoroughly enjoyed this one to close out this 3-game set here in Minnesota as Chris Murphy stays on the mound to try to close this one out. Eric Fetty with one of his best performances of this season. He went 5. Then we saw Grant Taylor for 2. And now the second inning of work here for Chris Murphy.
For the Sox, the off day. For the Twins, Kansas City comes to town for 4, and they have to face Bobby Witt and company.
Big strikeout for Chris Murphy to start this bottom of the 9th. A lot of positives to take away from this game here today.
I just love the bounce back. I mean, it was a tough game. In fact, it's been a tough series for the Sox. They had a chance in both games, let them get away last night, particularly sloppy, but today none of that in evidence as this young group has come out and done just about everything right. Eric Fetty set the tone early, kept going 3 up, 3 down. The offense got on the board, and it'll be a very happy trip to Philadelphia.
keys we saw for Eric Fetty, constantly pounding in strike one, and the control was there, giving up just one walk. As a whole, White Sox pitchers, that's the only walk they've given up today.
Everything went exceptionally well.
Swing and a miss. Couple strikeouts here in the ninth for Murphy, and the White Sox 1 out away from wrapping up the win. Did notice as the Twins pitcher Justin Lawrence was walking off the field, he made sure to check on Derek Hill and say, no intention there as I hit him on the hand there.
No, you're not coming in your first appearance for a new team and throw at anybody. This is one of those things.
A single by Austin Martin, and that will extend this game here in the ninth, the 4th hit today for the Twins. That just tells you how well the pitching has been for the White Sox today. And the human rain delay, Victor Caratini, all of his mound visits.
He can spend some time out there. Question for these Twins, and by the way, kind of interesting, Joe Ryan, who pitched first game of this series, his first quote to reporters was, I think the White Sox are our biggest challenge in the division.
How about that?
This is a guy that's been with the Twins for a long time, understands the division well, one of, if not their top pitcher, especially with Lopez now gone for the year. And he respects the talent of the Sox, and we're hearing that more and more as we travel around the league and talk to various people associated with the clubs that we play. It's just a different Sox team, and there's a whole lot of talent down on the field.
We certainly hear the talk here on this broadcaster level, but even when you talk to the coaching staff, Will Venable, they hear it amongst other teams and their staff. And the White Sox are a much better team this year. Looking forward to when the White Sox finally get a chance to see the Guardians. The only team the White Sox have not seen yet in the division this season.
It's coming up. And then we'll see them a lot. They're pretty good, but we don't have a Yankee-like team or a Dodger-like team or a Brave-like team in the division.
Popped up. Going back is my draw. They can't make the over-the-shoulder play. It was going to be a tough one off the bat of Caratini.
This one just fell in the Bermuda Triangle with 3 guys converging, nobody able to get it. The only guy with a chance was Chase, but not much of a chance. That was a really difficult play.
White Sox hoping for their 5th shutout of the season, with the Twins threatening with runners on at the corners, 2 outs in the ninth. And there's a challenge from Romo.
The pitch was called the ball. Catch is challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
That call is confirmed. Chicago has no challenges remaining.
Couple strikeouts, couple hits here in this ninth as Chris Murphy trying to close the door. Breaking ball, Squibber off the end of the bat. It is Gonzalez. Does he get the tag? Yes, he did. That is ball game. Nicely done by Gonzalez at first. As we might have a challenge.
I think they're going to want to look at it again.
Yeah.
Yep. They're going to want to look at it.
Minnesota's challenging the outcall first base.
All right, so this is a Northwestern Medicine Manager's Challenge. We're going to take a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Here is Gonzalez. Hard to tell from that angle.
It is hard to tell from that angle.
After review, the call is confirmed. The runner is out.
He got him. You could see the jersey move, and everybody goes home. Sox happy, Twins not so much.
Yeah, buddy. 5th shutout win of the season, and this is the largest road win of the year. The White Sox with an 8-0 win to avoid the sweep here in Minnesota.
I know you're going to take some time away. I'll take a little time away, and we'll reconvene somewhere down the road. So a good ending to this one, and I will see you when I see you.
See you back in Chicago.
We'll do it that way.
For Connor McKnight, Steve Stone, I'm John Schriffen. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon. It's going to be a happy road trip as the White Sox move off to Philadelphia tomorrow. 8-0 win over the Twins. White Sox postgame live presented by Yingling after the break.
Cubs.
Benintendi just unload one and fly. It's a Benny bomb here in the 8th inning. A 2-run shot.
The White Sox offense came alive today. They blow out and shut out the Twins 8-0 in Minnesota and salvage a game in this series. The game, it's him. He was dealing. He hadn't given up an out. Sorry, he hadn't given up a hit until the 5th inning with 2 outs.
I mean, guy don't give up a home run.